Today, I'm gonna build 3 more LEGO minifigure habitat from the CMF Series 27. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here with the Astronomer Kid, the Jetpack Racer, and the Longboarder, what I call the cool kids. First, I need to thanks to the LEGO group that provided these minifigures on behalf of Brick Nerd. If you check out already my article on Brick Nerd, you can see the first 7 habitats of the series that you already saw on the channel. So we are going to start from that one, that is the Astronomer Kids, that you might have seen already on the article. I will link it down below. And then later we move on into the completely new habitats. So over here, Astronomer Kid, very cool. The idea for this one is to build a sky in the background and have as the bedroom of this kid that is looking into the sky at the back. Over here, we're going to use a technique that I used before with the tiles from the basis from the Space Series, the Series 26. I used this technique already in 2 or 3 habitats before, so you can go and check them out. I'm going to sort of frame it with some more black bricks to create the support for eventual additional habitats on top. There is a little gap over here that I could close with some brackets, but it's not going to be seen, so I didn't add any new parts. Now, here I'm trying to follow the color scheme of a GWP set, the Cardboard Adventures. That kind of remind me of this for some reason. So I decided to follow that color scheme, even though I think then the habitat become a little bit too dark, in my opinion. Over here, there is a sort of carpet that go around the bed. Unfortunately, I need to have stars. I would love to have tiles here, but this is what I have in my collection. You can see we have some stars on the wall, and I also decided to add a classic space logo here sticker on this corner. On top, I'm gonna sort of angle and frame a little bit this room with, let's say, the roof over here, where I can add an additional detail, which is a sort of hanging planet. Sorry about that. On top of this, so we have this red planet with a ring going around it, and I think is a nice addition to this bedroom. On the back there, I'm gonna add a bedside table that come in 2 pieces. Over here we have a lamp, and over here we have the earth. So I think it makes sense if this kid loves the sky and the stars, for sure he would be having an interest in the earth itself. Now, over here you can see there is already a stud there. Actually, that stud's supposed to be here to hold this into place. But I needed a stud to put at the bottom to wedge it into the studs, and I didn't want to make this too tall, so this is just there, a little bit loose. I think it's okay. Anyway, it doesn't have to be perfect and it can move, and is looking out towards the stars. Of course, now you can see that those stars cannot be seen much because this space is too little. So if you have a light that goes straight through, then you can see the stars. Otherwise, I think it become a little bit too dark. So that's a little shortcoming of this habitat. I initially thought also I could add this. So you remember those sets that Lego said, the Tales of the Space Age? I thought I could create some micro scale kind of version of those that I could get inside the walls, but then it was becoming a little bit too big, and then the distance between them was a little bit difficult. So I decided to scrap that idea. Here I'm gonna add the bed. I'm using this dark orange. This is actually connected only to one stud because I only have 2 of these modified brick, but if you have the right pieces of the right color, you can do a more solid one. I'm gonna use this cloud piece at the back, which I think is also fitting the theme. This is gonna connect only there at the back of the wall, and as I said before, at the bottom here I have studs, so I cannot create a proper connection over here because of the parts that I have in my collection, but everyone can for sure design a better and more stable bed. But I think for the purpose of this habitat, this one is okay. Then we are gonna have the kid that is gonna sit on his bed. He has the nice bendable legs, and I think would be nice to give him a Lego sort of rocket. So here we have a 3-piece kind of space rocket that is holding over here, and let's assume that this is a Lego set. So I'm gonna add this, even though the image is different, to make it look like this is the box of the Lego that he just built. This is a printed part that come from the yellow delivery truck that came out recently, for which I did a modification to the truck and to the Lego store if you want to go and check it out. Anyway, this was the one that might be familiar for you if you already saw the Brick Nerd article. But now let's move on to the next one, which is the Jetpack Racer. So let's imagine here we are gonna have a sort of sci-fi setting, so it's not based in our world. And you can see already in this base I added a Octane sticker over here because he has some Octane here on the suit. Actually the color scheme is different, but I had only this sticker in my collection, so I decided to stick to the old colors. I'm gonna give this support in his hands. So this is some transparent part with the stud over here, so that I can make it look like he's actually holding onto his helmet, and then we can have our racer over here. Now I'm gonna use quite a bit of sticker in this one. So over on this side I have this sort of service station, so I'm assuming he's bringing his jetpack to service. We have a little bit of transition, a little bit of details in the wall, a toolbox over here, and then a service sticker on top. Everything started with this round curve window that I wanted to have here at the back to have a little scene outside. Ideally I wanted this to be shorter and wider, but that's what I had in my parts, so I went with that. Here I have another similar structure. You can see I built a little bit sideways here thanks to these fairly recent kind of snot tiles, I would guess we call them. And here I add another sticker that I think give a little bit of color and fit the theme that I have in my mind. This I think is some Guardian of the Galaxy sticker. I don't know exactly from which set. Then I'm gonna close everything on top, and I also have another Guardian of the Galaxy sticker that is coming out on the top. Now let me find the right connection for everything over here. Okay, that should be it. So you can see I added one brick at the back here to make the window look a little bit smaller. Now the toolbox is gonna fall off a few times, but it's okay. So this sticker on top, it comes together with that one. So this is both some Guardian of the Galaxy. I don't know what this says, but it doesn't matter. I think it fits this kind of sci-fi world where this racer is coming from. Now here I'm gonna add a service droid that is gonna work on his jetpack. So I built this sort of tank with the color of Octane. Initially I wanted to use this because the color scheme works better, but it was a little bit too bulky, so I went with this one that is a little bit difficult to place because this one is very flimsy, but that's it. Then I'm gonna add a table on which we are gonna add the jetpack that the droid is working on. So this is the idea. I have a little space over here where we're gonna put a jetpack on sale, and this I think is from Boba Fett. I actually would have loved to have this style of jetpack for this minifigure, maybe in white. I think it would look better than the brick build one. And now, as I said, I wanted to have a scene outside. So what I did is to use this like minifigure, like trophy, kind of micro scale minifigures. I'm gonna connect them on the side to make it look like we have a race going outside. I have this structure coming off here because I had them connected in a different way before. But then I decided to change it because like this looks a bit better, but I still kept this so that I can add one on this longer transparent bar, and I can use this to angle it in whichever way I want. So we have 3 racer outside. I don't know whether it works or not, whether you understand what is it without me telling you. So you can let me know in the comments if that works or not. By the way, if you want to see more behind the scene of what I do here, I actually have a weekly vlog video for my Dreamers member. That is a different video for this one, but they can get a sneak peek earlier on my new designs, and they have a little bit more behind the scene of what's go through my mind when I build this thing. So if you want to check out my membership program, it will be linked down below. Then the last one is the longboarder. So the idea here, I had a few suggestions to make a ramp, a skate park, these kind of things. But I don't have any ramp pieces in my collection. And also, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a skateboarder. I think this is a longboard, so I'm assuming this is more like for going around and riding, not much for jump and skills and stuff. But maybe I'm wrong, so let me know in the comments because I'm not too familiar. Anyway, I decided to build a store, so a sort of skate store, but I'm gonna sell in the store also snowboards and surfboards. So all kind of boards for this, a little bit more, let's call it extreme sports. I decided to build with white masonry because I have acquired a few of those recently, and also will make this scene a little bit brighter compared to these two. Over on this side, instead of another blank wall, I decided to add the entry of the store. So I have a big glass door over here, and you can see that I added also a few stickers here and there. These stickers come from extra sticker sheet, Lego set. I think some might be from the Go Brick Me Brickheads from a few years ago. Anyway, I placed them strategically in places where I needed a little bit of color. So here I have some support. So on this one, I'm gonna add this snowboard that potentially could even be a skateboard without the wheels, but anyway, doesn't really matter. On the top, we're gonna connect the longboard. This is not diagonal because otherwise the wheels would clash with the wall. So I decided just to put it flat. There's just a snot brick over here, very, very simple. Over there, I'm gonna add another sticker. So I have this rock festival sticker that I think it can work as a decoration over here, or maybe some advertisement for a concert. Over here, I'm gonna add the sort of logo of this store. This is this arrows. This is from a dream set, I think. After I finish it, I realized maybe I should have used there this tile that I use is for table because it's the same round shape as that. So maybe it would have looked better, but anyway, too late to make that change. I have this sticker for this Paradisa Beach that I think it will look nice as a decoration here because we are gonna sell surfboard as well in this store. Over here on the top, I added a decoration over here with this boombox, with this radio that I think is nice in the store to have some music blasting. I'm gonna add this little build over here at the front, and this is gonna be the support for the surfboards. I have 3 surfboards, only one is printed, so I'm gonna put this at the front. It's a Christmassy theme, and this is gonna be just going into this. It still can move, it's not very solid, but I didn't want anything too tall and bulky to take out from the view of this, so I think this is good enough to just hold it in there. Of course, I cannot move it too much, otherwise it will tilt right and left. On that jumper over there is where I'm gonna add my very cool minifigure, this longboarder that is going into the store. And then here I have a space that I needed to fill. So I decided to, with the little pieces I have, to make a small ramp actually that is gonna be a decoration into the store and a place where we can have some equipment on sale, and to which I also added a couple more stickers to keep on with the theme of this store. So at the end of the day, I'm actually very, very happy with how this store look like. Now, these are the 3 habitats. Here you can see the picture of the 3 habitats together. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. If you want to support the channel, I will put some link down below, my membership program, and some affiliate link to Amazon. If you want to make some purchases, you can support the channel. I will link also the Lego.com, the Series 27, if you want to purchase them. That's not an affiliate link. Otherwise, you can just comment, like, subscribe, share, or you can go and watch this video with some habitat from the Series 24. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Ciao, ciao.